I'm not a Johnny-come-lately. I've been a precinct committeeman. You talked about how important that is. I've been a precinct committeeman for 35 years. So I worked 30 years in the private sector. I worked for a big, as I mentioned, a big Fortune 500 company. I've started companies. I even headed up a trade association back in Washington, D.C. on telecommunications for about 3 years. But I have a record of actually voting and other people don't. And my whole life, I've been fighting for conservative causes. That's the difference. You know, I've been to, I can't tell you how many, maybe 40 or 50 pro-life rallies. One of the particular candidates that's running that just kind of joined the conservative cause this year, I've never seen her ever, not once. At a conservative cause, I've never heard her engaged in helping a conservative candidate. And I think there's proof, you know, the good book says this, by their fruits you shall know them, okay? That's all I say. Take a look at my record, take a look at my opponent's record. I think you'll come away with the right decision.
Great. Thank you. I'm going to try, okay, hang on a minute. What is your opinion on the audit that we did here in Arizona? Do you think it was necessary?
I'm really shy about giving my opinion.
Okay.
No, my opinion is the audit was badly needed. In fact, after we finished the audit, I was the very first to call for a statewide audit. I think we should audit the entire state. I also believe that anybody that has knowingly committed crimes, election crimes, should have the book thrown at them. I'm hoping and I'm encouraging Brnovich to thoroughly investigate the things that were brought out in the audit. Some of the things that concern me the most is that on the cyber issues with the machines, they weren't even taking the most basic of precautions. There were several things that they were violating, and to me, it smacks of just more than incompetence. It smacks of willful and wanton. And I believe that if they're able to finally prove that somebody did something that wasn't on the level and that they knowingly did it, and the only person that can ferret that out is Brnovich, and I'm hoping he does it with everything he's got. Use those nunchucks he's throwing around. Have you watched his video with the nunchucks? Yeah. Well, take it to that Adrian Fuentes.
Please.
Yeah.
You know, the fact is, I hope he thoroughly investigates, because if you violate that sacred trust, they ought to have the book thrown at him. So I'm glad that the audit was done. I supported it, and I'm glad it was done.
Thank you. This is going to be kind of an interesting one. So, Kristi Noem never locked down her state, and our state was locked down pretty hard in the beginning. Then it kind of let up pretty easily, and you've been around the country. Our state actually did really well with releasing their mask mandates and all that stuff.
Right.
So, what's your take on that? I mean, if Washington says we need to lock down again, is your stance going to be more of a Kristi Noem stance, or are you going to try and...
Ron DeSantis actually took the same tact, and if I had been governor when this happened, I would have told him to pound sand. You don't shut business down. Do you know how many restaurants went out of business? 40% of the restaurants in this state went out of business, and they will never come back. And so they said they did this in the name of health. And what about suicide? What about drug use? What about child abuse or spousal abuse? All those things skyrocketed during this so-called shutdown. And I think it was a big mistake, and I wouldn't have any part of that. I would fight against that with everything I got. And mask mandates, same thing. Look, I'm all about freedom. And I believe that people should be making their own decisions. If you want to wear a mask, knock yourself out. Wear a mask. You want to get the vaccine, knock yourself out. Get the vaccine. But the government's not going to force that on anybody. Not as long as I'm around.
Love that. That's pretty much it. You've answered pretty much all of them. I mean, you really, and I think some of the other questions that we had are more for legislature questions, like, you know, what's going to happen with CRT and SEL. I think we need to really focus on electing more conservative Republican legislatures, so we have more power there, so we don't have to make deals for like SEL.
Well, and that's one of the things that the governor should be doing too. The governor should be involved in recruiting good, solid, constitutional conservatives to run all across the state. The governor, that's it. The governor is the leader of the state. And he's also the leader of the party. And he should be out there doing everything he can to get a more robust legislature, both in the House and in the Senate. I mean, you can't sit on your haunches and let the grass grow around you. You got to be out there and you got to be traveling the state all the time. I intend to be doing town hall meetings all across the state while I'm governor, hearing from people, finding out what's on their mind, finding out what's making them tick. But the other thing is, I've talked to legislators. I've talked to them. One that just endorsed me, Jacqueline Parker. She said she's never even had a conversation with the governor. That's not going to happen when I'm governor.
I've heard that.
When I'm governor, I'm going to be on the floor. I'm going to be rolling my sleeves up, working together with them to get stuff done. I'm going to be part of the team, leading the team.
I think we're all going to hold you accountable too.
I hope you do.
All right, that's what we'd like to hear. That's
all right.
Great. So that's it. That's all the questions we got. Right. I got a few more things I'd like to say real quick. So thank you, Mr. Salmon. We appreciate it.
Hold it.
Hang on a minute. Here's a good one. Ready?
Oh, there's a good one.
What can we do to help you get elected?
That's great. Well,
that must be from his wife.
There has never been an easy election for me. I think maybe that's why my name is Salmon. I'm always swimming upstream. I don't know. Seems like it's always been a tough election. But I can really use your help, getting our petition signed. Jeremiah, where are you, Jeremiah? There he is. He has all of our petitions. If each and every one of you went out and got 10 signatures for me, it'd make my life a lot easier. I have to have 8,000 signatures to get on the ballot, and so that would be really, really helpful for me. The other thing is, see Jeremiah about volunteering. We're going to be doing phone banks. We're going to be doing it all. And this is a really grassroots effort, because I believe that the best campaigns involve the fighters out there. And you guys look like a bunch of fighters, so I'll fight with you guys anytime, side by side.
Ask for the donation.
Oh, my wife said ask for the donations too. In fact, she said to tell you, I got all the money I need, but the problem is it's in your pockets. Thanks a lot, appreciate it.
So I just got a few more things to say. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much. So I've got 3